Hey everybody, today is a great day because today the Helix 3.0 update came out. And I was just doing some work and I got distracted on Reddit and I saw this post. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to announce that Helix 3.0 is officially out and available for download. And man, when I went through this, I was so stoked. So there's no playing in this video. I'm gonna do there's a fly thing. I'm going to do a video on the polyphonic capo thing. We'll cover that. I'll do some playing in a different video. This video is just going to be me going through the highlights of this new update. Okay, so number one, we've got a Fender Princeton. A lot of people have been asking for the Fender Princeton Reverb. If you've never played a Fender Princeton Reverb, they are incredible, incredible amps. Probably my favorite Fender, and I'm really stoked about checking this out. I actually sold my Princeton to get an HX Stomp, which I know is heresy for a lot of people, but I was really impressed with what I'm a big Helix fan. I don't know if you could tell already. I'm a huge Helix fan. Um, and yeah, we've got a Fender Princeton model now, which I think a ton of people are going to be happy about. Based on what I've heard from Helix's Fender modeling in the past, I'm expecting great things from this. We've also got the Diesel VH4, which is an amp I'm not familiar with, but I see a lot of people are excited about that as well. And we've got two cabs, standard like Fender Princeton cabs. Okay. Other huge news is we've got the Horizon Precision Drive, which is one of the best heavy overdrives I think that there really is in the just on the market right now. You should check out Rabea's. I don't know how he says his name. You should check out his video on the Horizon Precision Drive, where he really shows what it can do. Horizon makes great pedals. Um, and other big pedal updates, we've got the Boss Acoustic Sim, which I'm stoked about because let's talk about acoustic simulators, right? In a live setting, oftentimes an acoustic simulator is better than actually using an acoustic guitar because the acoustic sim does not have the sort of weird clunky effect that the electric acoustics have. You know what I'm talking about, right? That weird, it doesn't sound right. The best way to mic an acoustic guitar is to put like a mic in front of it, not to use the direct out from the acoustic guitars with like a pickup. It just doesn't sound very good. So a lot of times people use acoustic sims and they sound great. I'm really excited to check this out. But the big, big, really cool stuff is all the polyphonic pitch shifting. So let's check this out. Uh, and I totally switched over. I just jumped over all the fuzz. Um, we finally got some more big muff stuff. I was already pretty happy with the fuzzes that we had, so I'm not going to cover that. Poly detune. So those who avoid traditional chorus pedals, okay. But really, stuff that I'm excited about: original infinite sustain with modulated poly pitch engine. I have no idea what that is even going to sound like. I'm sure some people are going to check that out. That sounds nuts. A new delay. Okay, that's cool. But poly pitch shifting. So now we have the ability to change like the tuning that you're playing in. So let's say you're playing in standard and you want to play in half step, you can use the poly capo and I would imagine go down a half step. Or maybe you can go up a half step. So like if you're like me and you play a lot of like 90s rock, which is like all in half step, or a lot of Jimi Hendrix is in half step, Little Wing is in half step, the Sweater Song is in half step, right? Well, you can have your guitar in half step, and then you can use the poly capo, presumably, to just shift up a half step, and now you're back in standard instead of having to tune between them. This seems like something based off of the Variax technology that they use, because if you've checked out the Line 6 Variax, that guitar can change its tuning, willy nilly. We've also got 12 string, 12 string model, and this shuffling looper. Shuffling looper, this is pretty cool. It sounds kind of like a Chase Bliss blooper, because they're saying it slices the loops up. It shuffles parts of your loops around. It'll like reverse different parts of the loop. Sounds a lot like the Chase Bliss blooper to me. What I'm curious about is if it can actually do like sampling. So if you could have a loop for the verse and a loop for the chorus, I'm gonna have to check that out. It seems quite complicated. Uh, True preset spillover. Oh, okay. And there's so much here. Um, the other huge things that I'm more excited about than the true preset spillover is the favorites. I mean, I'm really happy to see that Line 6 has been listening to people and listening to what people on the subreddit have been asking for and people on the forums have been asking for. Is now you get favorites. Because every time you set up a new preset, it's like, okay, I need to, put my amp the way I usually like it. Like maybe you use a Fender Twin model for all your presets. Well, you have to set up your amp every time. Now you don't have to do that. Now you can say, hey, this is my favorite version of the amp model. This is my favorite version of the DS1 model, whatever, and you've got it like that. So same thing applies to looks like every aspect of Helix software now. You can save an amp, cab, a block settings, however you want. And really, the huge thing for me as a Stomp user is block count has gone up from 6 to 8. That's sick. But the huge thing for me is command center. So this means that the HX Stomp is a MIDI controller now, which means I can use my HX Stomp on my Maris Enzo to change around my presets because if you're not aware, digital pedals these days, if you really want to use them to their full potential, you need a MIDI controller because they have presets that can only be changed by using a MIDI controlling pedal, which can run from like $100 to $300, or because like changing the settings requires you to change like 9 knobs, so it's really not realistic for you in a live or even just any sort of fun playing situation to be like going in and messing with your presets in between playing your instrument. That doesn't work. So MIDI controllers are really essential if you want to use this stuff. And now we have MIDI controller in the HX Stomp, and this is a feature that was brought over from some of the other Helix devices. So hey, Line 6, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for listening to the people on the forums, being such an incredible company. I mean, this is like the best bang for the buck that is on the guitar market right now. You all are making game changing products. Period. And the fact that you just added this much value to the HX Stomp, for example, which I already happily paid $600 for. The fact that you just added this much more value to that device blows my mind. Um, I thank you for this update. Keep up all that you do. I'm Upside Down Guitar Guy. What do you all think of 3.0? What are you all most excited about? Because for me, I am most excited about this the capo function, the pitch shifting, being able to change my tunings, and the command center. That's the big stuff for me, and the Horizon Precision Drive. But what are you all excited about? All right. If you like what you see, subscribe. If you want more Helix content, let me know in the comments. All right. Later.